Ochumare Takes on the Black Snake, written by Dr. Cat Williams, illustrated by Jose Anguiano, narrated by Rebecca Lee. In dedication to water. Crazy Horse saw it coming, the children crying and the black snake threatening all. For years it had slithered across the earth, rising out of the depths to spew its venom into the air, desecrating the waters with its waste. Some voices warned of the black snake's treachery, but most had come to depend upon its power. So strong was the black snake's energy that the people had built their way of life around it, forsaking their ancestral power of Grandfather Sun and Grandmother Moon, forsaking the Mother Earth herself. Concerned voices went unheeded until the threat of the black snake lay at the feet of Crazy Horse's own grandchildren. And so they gathered, answering the prayers of their ancestors. At the sacred stone on the banks of the river, they made camp and gathered. They called to their relations, and more came. In prayer, the people of Turtle Island gathered. Eagle and condor flew together again in power, their wings beating on the drums of the people, sending prayer to Great Spirit. Protect water, for water is life. Oya felt the drum beats pulse through her body. She heard the prayers on the wind. African goddess of the rivers and the rains was already nearby, lending strength and comfort to her own children along the Mississippi who faced a sibling of the same struggle. Violence against the earth, violence against the people. Oya had come to stand at the crossroads and lead the way to transformation. For each individual life cut short by state violence, she watched over the passing. Yes, for all she stood at the crossroads, at the gates of transformation. Oya, protector of the rivers and the ways of change, followed the beat of the drums. On the waters and the winds she moved. Through the Mississippi and up the Missouri, Oya moved. Water Goddess heard the prayers of the water protectors. As she arrived near the sacred stone where the relations were gathered, she stepped onto the banks of the wide Missouri. She stepped into an embrace with her own relation. White buffalo calf woman wrapped her arms around Oya, their hearts touching. They met in gratitude as sisters. They mourned as sisters too, over the suffering of their children. They wept over the poisoning of Pachamama and the poisoning of people's hearts. Together they wept, their tears blessing the river until they could weep no more, and they were emptied of grief. Pachamama felt honored by the tears of these two goddesses, and in spite of her sickness, sent consolation to their hearts. Pachamama reassured Oya and White Buffalo Calf Woman that she would pull through her illness in her infinite adaptability and her profound self-healing powers. But just as she knew she would ultimately survive the threat of the black snake, she could be honest that all of her children might not. Pachamama knew the truth behind her sickness. Some of the people had cut themselves off from their relations. They could no longer recognize their own brothers and sisters among the people. They had long abandoned any notion of equality and reciprocity between themselves and Pachamama's other children, the four-legged, the winged ones, and all the rest. Man had imagined himself better than the others, better even than the woman from which he came. A false hierarchy lay at the root of Pachamama's illness and thusly laid the foundations for the growth of the black snake. Because of man's delusions of hierarchy, he had misplaced his dependencies, and many women had been tricked into following his lead. They elevated their own minds above all else. In worshipping their own will, they had come to believe they ruled over Pachamama and all her creations. They had forgotten their birthright as dependents of Mother Earth, nourished by Grandfather Sun and guided by Grandmother Moon. Instead of finding contentment in the bounty of sacred nature, they had sanctified their own creations. That is how the black snake had been born, incubated in thoughts of hierarchy and separateness, and grown through misplaced dependency. Many generations had passed, and the black snake of dark dependency had grown larger and larger, so large that Pachamama and all her children were gravely suffering. On the banks of the wide Missouri, Pachamama, White Buffalo Calf Woman, and Oya sat in council, contemplating an end to this suffering. They knew the people had to break free from their toxic dependence on the black snake and come back into balance with their relations. So too, they knew many of the people were already on this path. The three sacred sisters vowed to send aid to the water protectors at Standing Rock. Pachamama would ground them, giving them strength and stability as they stood up to the servants of the black snake. White Buffalo Calf Woman would send their relations to give them courage and resilience. And Oya, goddess of the rivers and rains, would send for Ochumare, for who better to take on the black snake than the rainbow serpent? Oya turned to Turtle, who had crawled up beside her during their discussions. "Turtle," she said, "when Great Spirit made this world, it was you who dove into the depths of the sacred waters to bring forth a home for all relations, a home named after you in honor of your courage and resolve. Turtle Island is now in trouble. Pachamama is sick from the black snake that has taken over the hearts of the people. We need Ochumare to take on the black snake and reflect the light of 1,000,000 colors back into the hearts of people so that they can once again recognize their relations and the sacredness of Pachamama. Dive down into the sacred waters once again, and this time, bring back Ochumare. I will wait here, guarding the gates of transformation, as I have always done." Turtle willingly did what was asked, and diving back into the waters, thought of all she had heard of Ochumare, the rainbow serpent. When Great Spirit first spoke existence into being, Ochumare was born to gather the scattered bits of sound and light and hold them into material form. That was how they got their rainbow scales, by embodying the space where all energy becomes matter and all matter meets energy. Turtle thought of Ochumare's wholeness, the she-he rainbow serpent. Some said Ochumare spends half of the year as a woman and half of the year as a man. Others said Ochumare's body is half woman and half man. Turtle did not know which was true, but admired Ochumare's fullness of being such a two-spirit. She thought of the times Ochumare slid across the surface of Turtle Island, pushing up the mountains and furrowing down the river valleys, sculpting grace into the body of Pachamama. She thought of how Ochumare sometimes appeared in the sky, carrying messages to Great Spirit and offering hope to all relations, reminding them of the infinite beauty of creation. Turtle was honored to once again assist in the recreation of the world. She dove deep into the sacred waters to find Ochumare in their home at the bottom of the ocean. Meanwhile, back at Standing Rock, the people did their best to protect water. In peaceful prayer, they stood before the servants of the Black Snake. Their prayers were met with violence. The servants of the Black Snake attacked the water protectors with leashed dogs, beating them with batons, sprayed poison into their eyes, blasted their ears with piercing sounds, shot at their bodies with bullets and bags, and took many of them away. The water protectors were angry and beginning to feel disheartened. White Buffalo Calf Woman felt their pain, and so she called upon the Buffalo Nation to stand with the people at Standing Rock. In a moment of great tension between the water protectors and the servants of the Black Snake, Buffalo Nation appeared on the crest of a distant hill. Their hooves roared down against the earth, and a roar rose up from the water protectors. Buffalo Nation descended into the valley near the battleground. Standing strong in that valley, Buffalo Nation strengthened the spirits of the water protectors, the most generous of nations. Buffalo Nation reminded the people that there was great honor in their sacrifices for the greater good, and so the people's hearts were full. Great Spirit saw the good that came from White Buffalo Calf Woman sending the Buffalo Nation to revive the spirits of the water protectors. And so Eagle Nation was called upon to stand with Standing Rock. 4 eagles from the 4 directions joined the council of the 7 fires. They reassured the people that they were walking with the Creator. Eagle Nation honored the far-reaching vision of the water protectors, their ability to see both the bigger picture and the smallest detail. And the people's hearts were full with the blessings of their relations. Back in the sacred waters, Turtle was beginning to be exhausted by her dive and hoped she would soon find Ochumare. She wasn't sure that she had ever journeyed so deeply. Even the time she had helped Great Spirit to form the land had not felt so very far. But just then, in the utter darkness of the deep, her eyes began to catch a twinkling of rainbow light. Turtle swam onward, and she drew closer to Ochumare. Her eyes were nearly blinded by the power of the rainbow serpent's light shining in the deep, dark, sacred waters. Ochumare had been waiting for Turtle. They had felt the beating of the people's drums matching the heartbeat of Pachamama. They had felt the pounding of the Buffalo Nation's hooves vibrating through the body and waters of Mother Earth. And they had heard the call from deep in the heart of Oya that the gates of transformation were being held open. But Ochumare respected Turtle and her sacred duty, and so they had waited upon Turtle's arrival. After Ochumare had properly greeted Turtle, together they made their way back through the waters of the ocean, on a path up the rivers to Standing Rock, where the water protectors continued to stand in prayer against the Black Snake. Ochumare might have made haste on their quest, but Turtle is not known for speed, and they felt compelled to honor the natural pace of their companion. Time passed. Oya and White Buffalo Calf Woman waited patiently upon the body of Pachamama while continuing to send strength to the water protectors and compassion to the servants of the Black Snake. For their part, the water protectors continued to engage their peaceful weapons of prayer. And so it was. The voices of the water protectors were heard by people around the world who also sent their strength and love and gratitude to the water protectors at Standing Rock. Even more, the prayers began to pierce the hearts of the servants of the Black Snake. One by one, they reawakened to their humanity, shedding their skins of servitude to the Black Snake. They abandoned their posts, laid down their weapons, and joined the water protectors in prayer. This turn of events angered the Black Snake. Rightly, he feared his diminishing power. Rightly, he feared the loss of the people's misplaced dependency. He gathered his strength, planning to strike against the sacred stone and spit upon the 7 council fires. But when the Black Snake did strike, Ochumare was there, ready to take the blow. Rising great and strong out of the wide Missouri River, Ochumare's beautiful rainbow scales blocked every strike from the Black Snake. There in the heart of Turtle Island, the 2 serpents battled. Black Snake, totem of the era of gross consumption's greed, master of the separation of relations, devil of misplaced dependencies, was challenged head-on by Ochumare, the rainbow serpent, totem of creation's total beauty, sculptor of Pachamama's luscious curves, coil where light meets matter, kundalini of the earth. Again and again the Black Snake struck out against Ochumare, and Ochumare, for their part, welcomed the pain. They wanted to honor the great Buffalo Nation with their sacrifice, and Buffalo Nation came to the river to witness. They called upon Eagle Nation to give them keen sight, and Eagle Nation came to the river to witness. Lizard Nation came to the river too, to stand with their serpent relation at Standing Rock. Pachamama had sent them as messengers of the dreaming. Ochumare was grateful for the witness of Lizard. Their medicine helped them to see the effect their battle was having in the world. This is what Ochumare saw, along with the buffalo, eagle, lizard, and all others able to witness, including some of the people. With each hit of the Black Snake upon the body of Ochumare, a rainbow of sparks flew from their scales. The energy of these rainbow sparks was so strong, created as they were by fear being met with love, that they flew across Turtle Island and pierced the hearts of the people. Filled with the rainbow sparks of Ochumare's sacrifice, the people's hearts aligned again with the heartbeat of Pachamama, and they were no longer filled with fear. But there were many hearts to heal from the poison of the Black Snake, and so Ochumare had to suffer many blows for the sparks from their scales to reach them all. This they did gladly, as each time the Black Snake grew weaker. Ochumare drew strength from the beat of the water protectors' drums and drew inspiration from their dance. The Black Snake was exhausted and nearing defeat. Through Lizard, Pachamama sent another dreaming to Ochumare as they performed the vision of the battle's end. The Black Snake lay upon the earth, barely breathing, barely moving. Ochumare, the rainbow serpent, coiled their body around the body of the black snake and squeezed out its last breath. They then devoured its dead body. This they did for 2 reasons. First, Pachamama told them to, for Pachamama's great gift is her ability to turn waste into nourishment and death into life. Second, Ochumare was fulfilling a prophecy about themselves. It had been said that at the end of one world and the beginning of another, Ochumare would eat themselves. In their dreaming, Ochumare had seen the black snake as their own shadow. They recognized the other serpent as their partner in the transfer of energy needed to heal the hearts of the people and thus heal Pachamama from her long sickness. So Ochumare took the black snake on into themselves with the power of Pachamama to turn refuse into sustenance. Ochumare, the rainbow serpent, the kundalini of the earth, grew stronger and bigger and brighter. Oya, goddess of the rivers, thanked Ochumare as she held open the gates of transformation, and the rainbow serpent swam back into their home in the sacred waters. Oya thanked the water protectors for their dedication and sacrifice. She held her sister, White Buffalo Calf Woman, close to her heart, and then returned to her own children. White Buffalo Calf Woman turned to the people at Standing Rock and joined in their dance upon the body of a recovering Pachamama. Can you hold it all, Mama? Is it heavy? Can you hold it all, Mama? Can you hold it all, Mama? Is it heavy? Can you hold it all, Mama? Grandma, they're sitting in a circle, in a circle. Can you hear me? I was born. Can you hold it all, Mama? Is it heavy? Can you hold it all, Mama? Hung my heart, made me wail strong. My pain is my honor. Can you hold it all, Mama? Is it heavy? Can you hold it all, Mama? Grandma, they're sitting in a circle, in a circle. Can you hear me? I was born. Hung my heart, made me wail strong. My pain is my honor. Can you hold it all, Mama? Is it heavy? Grandma, they're sitting in a circle, in a circle. Can you hear me? I was born. Grandma, they're sitting in a circle, in a circle. You can hear